Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, Pattsun, and today we're gonna be taking a look at r/relationship advice, where OP caught his wife sending some very inappropriate messages. Let's begin. I caught my wife sexting. Posted by Reddit user ThrowRA Irebrand.
TLDR. Caught my wife sexting, haven't confronted her, don't know how. Some context. My wife and I have 3 kids together and are expecting a 4th. We have been married almost 8 years now. Things have actually been really good lately between us, or so I thought. She left her computer open and I discovered she has been sexting someone for about 6 months. I know she uses other apps as well like Snapchat. And I now also have good reason to believe she is in communication or sending pics there too, based on some of the texts I saw. Though I have no hard evidence of that yet. I also didn't find any evidence of physical cheating or intimacy. And I have good reason to believe, based on what I read, that it has not happened nor is there a plan for it to happen. It could, I guess, if this behavior continues. The person in question lives pretty far away. They have known each other for a while and she always referred to him as just a friend. And it seems like whatever is happening now is a new development between them. The other person is also married with kids. We know them. We know their family. We haven't seen them much after they moved though, which was a long time ago, before we were married. I guess I want to believe this is just some sort of thrill-seeking behavior. It does read a bit like that. Even then I don't like it, but maybe I can at least understand it. Frankly, I don't know what to do. Do I confront her about this? If so, how? What do I say? It could very well blow up my marriage and I am concerned about how that could negatively impact the kids, above all else. Maybe that's just the price I have to pay. Risk I have to take to resolve or address this situation. What would you even say in a situation like this? We also have an infidelity clause in our prenuptial agreement. We created the agreement because we both are extremely financially successful and wanted to lay out any separation plan in advance to make it easier if the time ever came. I was hoping to never have to use it, but the short of it is, if either of us are caught cheating with hard evidence, we owe the other a lot of money. I made sure to capture the evidence in case I decide to go that route. Do I just file the case and let it play out? I don't need the money, but I do want there to be some consequence for her actions. I am really in a difficult place. I probably left out some details because this is very fresh and I am still a bit in shock. So if there is anything I need to fill in, let me know. But I'd really appreciate any insights about how to approach this.
OP, get the hard evidence and be strong. Stick to your boundaries and drop the hammer on her when you do decide to confront her. Whatever bullshit she spews is just that, OP. Bullshit. Stop making these excuses for her. If they really were sexting, then that is already an emotional affair. The moment that they get the opportunity, they will make it a physical one. Look, OP, if you really have solid hard evidence, don't even bother confronting her, man. Just get it sorted with your lawyer. Tell her it's over and use the infidelity clause of your prenup. Go wreck her shit, dude. But if you do decide to work past it for some ridiculous reason, well, whatever happens next will be all on you. Good luck. And now for today's second story. I was diagnosed with Azospermia after a failed year of trying for a baby with my wife. Is it over? Posted by Reddit user ThrowRA.
I'm honestly saddened by this. At first we thought she had a problem due to inconsistent periods, and after checking with a doctor it appeared that her ovaries aren't releasing eggs as they should and we're told she'd be prescribed with medicines that would help. But I need to be checked as well. So I went along and did a sperm test. Then they requested that I do another test, then a third one just to confirm. And only then they handed me the results, which state the absolute absence of sperm in the samples we provided, even after centrifugation. So here I am sitting with the results, basically infertile, haven't told my wife yet. How should I tell her? I'm honestly not sure what comes next. And I'm afraid of what could happen if I tell her, since she absolutely wants a baby and is already in the what would we name them stage. Is there a way to fix it?
So tell me this, OP. What exactly are you going to gain if you withhold this information from your wife? You're fully barren, dude. Your options are either in vitro with a sperm donor or adoption. It sounds like you're spiraling without all of the information. You don't know the cause yet, so you don't know whether or not this is treatable. All there is to do is to be bluntly honest. You got your test results, and there was no sperm in your jizz. You need to do some follow-up tests to find the cause to see if this is treatable. You should do that, OP. It's not over. This is just a hurdle in your marriage. Sit your wife down. Have a sincere conversation with her. Get the necessary tests done. Then you can decide what to do after you get the results. Good luck. And now for today's final story. I have been proposing to my girlfriend for 6 months. Posted by Reddit user Operation Wingspan.
I will be in a relationship with my girlfriend for 10 years this month. She has been the greatest treasure in my life, and I cannot imagine my life without her. She was my first true love, and while I didn't know it at the time, it was at first sight for me when I was only 12 years old. I've also known I wanted to marry her for years, but our situation was never right for it. We were both living with our parents, saving up for if and when we'd get a place of our own. We've now been living together happily for well over a year, and I know I want to ask her to marry me at our upcoming weekend getaway to commemorate our 10 years anniversary. Truth be told, I've known this for almost 8 months before any getaway was even planned. When I started working on my proposal in August, I wanted to make sure it was special without becoming something she could predict reliably. I am pretty experienced at setting coded messages, and she greatly enjoys receiving tokens of affection, however small. So eventually, I settled on a 6-month proposal plan that I dubbed Operation Wingspan, hence the username. Every single day, I'd give her a sweet handwritten note to wake up to, all marked with a date and varying date notations, all with a different text. Each note would have a letter indicated by said date notation. I would clue this solving method on the last dated note she'd receive, and when combined or solved correctly, these notes would spell out the text translated. My dear girlfriend, today, on the 10th of March 2023 on our trip through getaway location, I want to ask you to marry me after 10 years. I love you and want you by my side for the rest of my life. Girlfriend, will you marry me? The day after the final dated note, I'd properly ask the question at this scenic view along a nature trail that we intend to walk. I've less than 10 notes left to give. I'm both ecstatic and extremely nervous to ask the question proper and to reveal what I have been doing for the past 6 months. I hope I surprise her with the act. I hope she likes the ring I bought her. I hope she enjoys the puzzle I've left her. But most importantly, I really hope she will say yes. Update. A little over a week ago, I posted here about how I have been proposing to my girlfriend for the past 6 months. Today, I've popped the question for real. We had a rocky start of the day, but we eventually started our trek through Scotland. We'd rented a car with the intent of visiting the beautiful nature of the Highlands. I was nervous the whole day and could barely sleep the night prior, and my inexperience driving on the left side and the roads being a bit tight here and there didn't help matters much either. After a few stops on the way up north, we eventually arrived at Atlanft, where, while she was taking pictures of the gorgeous landscape, including the vast plains, the imposing mountainside, and this tiny white house to offset against it. Look it up if you haven't heard of it. It's magnificent. At one point, when she was with her back towards me to focus on the picture and the nearby area was devoid of other people, I got down on one knee and was ready to pop the question, trying and failing to use the line that I had conjured over nearly 180 notes. Upon turning back to me, she was in complete awe when she saw me, and could barely utter a single word after I asked the question, and just nodded instead and followed it up with a soft yes. She mentioned to me after the shock died down that she didn't hear anything I said, only registering her name and the word Mary. Her face was frozen with this smile of utter disbelief once she put on the ring, which she absolutely loves. It took well over 20 minutes until she was able to speak cohesively again. We took some more pictures and videos before heading back to the car, where I could finally tell how she could have known for almost 6 months, as I was telling her about the work I'd done. Without giving away the solving method, you could see the wheels turn in her head. However, with the emotion and disbelief of the proposal still dominating her thoughts, her processing speed was very slow. Still, once she knew it was a puzzle, she desperately wanted to solve it. After some more giddy talking and eventually driving to our next hotel, I provided her with the final clue again and some of the notes. I'd informed the hotel of my intents upon reservation, so they'd been so nice as to set a congratulatory gift in the form of chocolate-covered strawberries and more delicious fruit. Once she started solving, it took her a bit to understand, but eventually she figured out how to solve the puzzle, and it made her even happier. Right now, she's fast asleep cuddling up to me, exhausted from the tumultuous day, while I am writing this update for all of you and for myself to process it all as well. I feel like the luckiest man in the world.
Holy shit, dude. I wish you two all the best. I'm so glad to hear that it worked out. Congratulations, and may you live a wonderful life together. Don't forget to have fun and get drunk on your wedding day, and have wild sex with your new wife on your wedding night. Well done, OP. Good luck. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.